For many of us, talking to the camera is one of the scariest things we can ever be asked to do. We start to think, but I'm not very photogenic. I'm awkward on camera. What if I say the wrong thing? I really don't like how I look. I really hate watching myself in videos. And worst of all, you say, I would like to, but I'm just not confident. Believe it or not, I used to be the exact same way. Always worried about how I look and sound on camera. And there's this misconception that YouTubers or public speakers are just naturally good at talking on camera. But that's simply not the case. For example, this was me 2 years ago. And as you can see, I was not a very confident speaker in this video. So it's kind of frustrating when people assume that I've just always been good at this. But this whole thing got me thinking, what if someone could go from camera shy to camera confident in just 30 days? And that is exactly what this video is all about. Let's get to it. I used to be very insecure about my looks. See, I'm an acne-prone person. All my life, I've always had boil-like acne on my face. And when it was time for me to start making videos, I was very insecure about my acne. I just didn't like how I looked. My face was just scattered. If you even see my face right now, you will still see that there are still some acne actions going on, but it's much more improved now, definitely. And coupled with the fact that I was also overweight as well. From school, I've always been overweight. I even had man boobs. Always overweight. So acne combined with my fatness and things like that, I just wasn't the one, man. And if you can hear from my accent, I'm Nigerian. Maybe you're watching it from the US now. And for me, creating content, making videos, I really wanted to expand to more of the international audience, all right? So another insecurity I had was my voice, because I have an accent. So my voice, acne, and being overweight, these things literally made me very worried and insecure about being on camera. Yeah, I just didn't want to do it. But there was a challenge, all right? And the challenge is that I couldn't let my insecurities be an excuse as to why I'm not making videos. Simply because my business is solely based on content. The only way I get clients is through content creation. If I'm not on social media creating content, I don't get any clients. And if you notice about 2019, 2020 thereabouts, social media platforms were literally prioritizing videos. People were consuming videos more and all. And all along, I've been doing static text posts like carousels, quote posts, and things like that. And as the world was shifting towards video, if I didn't create content, if I didn't come on camera, that simply means my business will not grow. So I had no choice but to overcome those insecurities that, look, you better make these videos. If you don't make the videos, your business will die, literally. Simple as that. I remember the very first video I did, I had to retake. I think I did like about 20 retakes. And even the final one I eventually posted on my Instagram, it wasn't really like I nailed it at the end of the day, or, I was pleased with it. But just because I just got tired of retaking, I eventually said, okay, look, the worst thing that will happen is I'll die. So I had to make that post, and I just felt so awkward in that video. But looking back now, I'm just very glad I pushed past that awkwardness and posted that video regardless, because you are going to see it on the screen right now. You see I was literally talking in there. So it's just so cringy. Crazy stuff. Now, let's get practical. I want to share with you 2 routines that really changed the game for me when it comes to speaking confidently on camera. Number 1 is I started small. You see, the mistake people usually make is that, let's say, for example, you want to get on YouTube, you want to be creating content on YouTube. Content on YouTube will be taking like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes plus videos. If you've not faced the camera before, right, you've not been talking before, you're not even confident, you have no business going straight into creating 5-10 minutes videos. You can start small. For me, in my case, I started practicing with Instagram stories. Before I published my very first official video of me talking, I was already practicing on my Instagram stories. Instagram then, I think it was like 60 seconds or 30 seconds long. So I'll practice in there, just say something, just for me to pile up those little wins. Because something you need to understand about this whole content creation, being confident, is that I call it putting in the reps, okay? The more reps you put in, if you compare them at the end of the day, they make you now become like the big lion that will be ready to be creating those long videos. That's what I did. Started small. Number 2 is I used the equipment I had. Now, this is such a big thing because you need to understand that, yes, quality matters, all right? But a lot of times, you most likely are not using iPhone 6 right now. If you're using iPhone X above, you already have a good quality camera in there, and then you can practice with that. See, one mistake I usually see people make is, at the very beginning, they will go ahead and start buying the gears, the camera, the lightings or whatever. But they now end up becoming overwhelmed, all right? And then their materials, the equipment that they bought, end up packing dust without it being used. But if you start with what you already have, the equipment you have, okay, you remove that complexity of trying to get used to a new gear for the first time, or trying to like research content on YouTube around like setting up your new camera or whatever. But let's say, for example, you have a phone, just start with that one. It makes it much more easier, and you get to just create things much more faster. Okay, and then you get to also feel faster as well, compared to like you buying expensive cameras and all. So that's what I did. I started small again, and I just started what I had. That time I think I was using iPhone 11 when I started officially. No, iPhone 5s actually. When I started creating video content, I was using iPhone 5s really. That really helped me. It just made me start talking and talking and talking and talking. Then when I now got better, okay, when I was more confident now, then started investing more into camera, investing more into better quality audio. Which brings us to this point that if you are still a beginner watching this video with me right now, you need to understand that being confident on camera, speaking confidently, is not a gift you are born with. It's a skill. And that's little shift you need to make in your head, in your mindset. Let's say, for example, when you're young, at the very beginning of you walking, you're not good at it. You take your first step, you stumble, and you take another step, you stumble. But over time, when you continue doing it over and over again, you got to be the walking person that you are today. It's a skill, okay? It's not something that you're born with. And if you start approaching it this way, you will know that, okay, look, like the more reps you put in, the better you get. Just like you going to the gym, the more weights you carry, the more reps you put in, the more defined your muscles are. This is how you need to be thinking when it comes to being confident on camera. You most likely are, not confident right now simply because you're not just good at it yet. When you get good at making videos, your confidence level also increases as well. But for you to get good, you need to understand that it's just a skill. The more you practice, the better you get. Now, the reason why I'm saying this as well is simply because I don't want you to give up too soon. If you know the number of clients that have actually come to meet me and be like, Bami, I want to be creating content. My content is no longer working, but I know that, okay, look, I need to be on camera. But I just I'm an introvert, right? I'm not the type of person that can do this. And then eventually, 1 month or 2 months into the whole thing, they succumb to their limiting beliefs and then they tap out. Now, I'm saying this to tell you that, look, I don't want you to give up too soon, because being confident on camera is one of the best things you can ever do to yourself. Not just to grow your following or to get better engagement on your content alone, but I promise you that when you get confident in speaking on the camera, that skill set rubs off on every other area of your life. See me, for example, the fact that I got better at speaking in front of the camera really made me even become a better salesperson. Before I started talking in videos, I'll go on discovery calls and then I'll be doing like a maggot. Basically, I'll be very timid. It was just like a very awful situation then. But when I started talking in front of the camera, my communication skills improved. I became a more assertive person. I would try just be on the call and then I'm like confident to lead the conversation. And even if I'm talking to strangers as well, generally, like before, I couldn't even... See, for example, I went to the gym today. When I went to the gym, there was this lady. She wanted to pay for water. Apparently at the gym, they were not accepting cash. Meanwhile, she had cash to pay. Me, before, I wouldn't even offer to say, okay, don't worry about it, just add it to my bill, I'll help you, sort it out. I would not have offered to do that. I would have actually been a timid person and be like, even though in my heart, I would want to really help the person. But because I was, the shy, the timid person, all right, I wouldn't say anything. But today I was like, hey, don't worry about it, just add it to the bill. And then we're literally just smiling, making some jokes and things like that. Camera confidence made this happen for me. It rubs off in every area of your life. If you know that, okay, look, like you're not a very assertive person right now, if you know that you are not just having conversation with strangers, it's just not your cup of tea, and you want it to be your cup of tea, start practicing in front of the camera. Level up your camera confidence. I promise you, it's going to really help you a whole lot. Look, if someone gave me these steps and advice I just gave you right now when I first started posting content, I would have mastered talking on camera much more sooner and grown my personal brand faster than I did. And not just that, but I would have gotten the benefit of doing so, like improving my communication skills earlier as well. Learning how to talk in front of the camera made me to be more assertive in communications, like I said. It helped me interact better with leads, have better conversations with people, with strangers, and ultimately make more money. If you follow and actually act on all the steps and advice I've given you so far in this video, you'll find yourself to be a more proficient speaker in no time. All right, so yeah, we've come to the end of this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you found value in this video and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on my